Hey, what's going on, guys? Clean back with another little video for y'all. I've been getting a lot of questions about my loadouts. You guys are always asking me, hey, Clean, can I see your classes? I want to know what they're good for and, like, why do you use them? So I'm basically going to make a small little video here, basically kind of giving you guys a rundown on each of the characters that I've made in Mordhau and what I use them for. So first and foremost, this is my Slayer. This is probably, like, the first character that I made that is just, like, kind of my, like, own, like, envisionment of, like, the badass, like, medieval warrior that I would enjoy playing. I use Second Wind, 3/2, Messer Cleaver. This guy's kind of like my all-around just fighter class. Like, I use him for almost any kind of situation. Team fights, duels, scrims, pugs, whatever you want to call it. I really enjoy using the Messer too. It's probably one of my favorite 5-point weapons in the game, compared to like the longsword or what other 5-point weapons we got here? War Axe, Billhook. Next is King. He's pretty similar to the Slayer, except he just has a battle axe and he has Tenacious instead. Again, kind of the same thing as the Slayer. This guy's just like good for team fights. I could go pub and scrim with this guy, use him for duels, so on and so forth. Lineman, this guy's a little bit more specific. He is just 1/3/2 Zweihander, and a lot of you guys are probably wondering, well, why do you have like the light helmet? Wouldn't it be important to have more armor on your head? Well, seeing that the Zweihander is like the second longest weapon in the game, or maybe it's the third, like right behind the spear, you can maximize that distance. And most of the weapons that you're going to fight against in the game, if you're maintaining my distance properly, I won't really have to be worrying about getting hit in the head. However, what's nice about having the light head is that actually people get greedy and they'll go for those headshots. And if you're good at ducking under attacks and using your head movement and footwork to dodge, you can actually punish people pretty badly who are going for those headshots. And you can literally just like lean back mid swing and hit them. And again, since I have the Zwei, if I'm maintaining my distance properly, nobody should be able to touch my head. I should always have the range on them, assuming I'm not fighting somebody with like a spear or a halberd or a Zwei. Lord is just again, kind of a simple class. He's just like the all-around fighter class. This is actually something I'd recommend for a lot of new players. He's just 3/3/3 Greatsword. That's all he is. He's just all armored Greatsword, which is probably one of the better weapons in the game. Some would consider it like a tier 1. Some would consider it a tier 2. But I personally think it's a great build right here. And this is just, again, all-around really good fighter class. So now this guy, now we're getting into a little bit more specific. These are more like team builds. So this is Gob. He's basically Bloodlust 3/3/0 War Axe, and the reason why I play with this character is because when I'm on frontline, there's lots of archers and guys with level 1 heads. The War Axe one-shots those, and since I have Bloodlust, I get full HP on kill. The reason why I have armor on the chest and head is because when you're in frontline, most people are not really swinging for the legs for the most part. They're usually going for the head or the torso, and so having the light legs is, it's definitely my preferred unarmored zone if I'm going to have any, especially on a build like this. So if you guys are looking for somebody who's like really good for like kill streaks and good at pub stomping, like this is the class. Like this is that class to basically just wave through hordes and groups of people. But you have to kind of strategize and look for those people who are one shot, or look for those level 1 heads or naked heads so you can one tap them like health packs. Next we got the Ravager here. This guy's a 2/3/2 double falchion with a buckler. The falchion's probably my favorite one-handed weapon in the game. It's really good for throwing because it one-shots level 1 heads and naked heads. And it has really nice drags and excels and has a pretty decent attack arc. And for the most part, it does solid damage. It's just, you're kind of lacking range. The reason I have the buckler is because pairing with just the one-handed weapon on its own, whether it's a bastard sword, a dagger, cleaver, arming sword, axe, whatever, any one-handed weapon, you're going to cost a lot more stamina when you're pairing with that alone. So the buckler basically makes it so that you can keep up with the stamina game with bigger weapons. So say for example, if I was fighting a Zwei with just the falchion, I would lose out on the stamina game much quicker than he would. Whereas if I have the buckler here, it helps me kind of keep up with the stamina, because high levels of gameplay, you're really battling for stamina a lot of the time, excuse me. So next few classes, we have the Jester here. This is actually like one of my favorite classes to play. He has Cat, Rush, 1/1/0, Maul, Dagger, Bear Trap. This guy's kind of like a flanker ambush style character, and I only really use him for frontline or free-for-all. The reason I like Rush, especially with the Maul, because it's a one-hit weapon, especially if you hit him in the head. And generally on frontline, most people are a bit damaged, and you can land one-shots all the time. Rush is great for not only ambushing and like running through groups of people, but also like flanking somebody, doing a bit of damage, and then running away. So say if there's a big group of enemies, there's like 5 guys, I can go run up behind them, smack one of them in the back of the head, and then just run away because I have rush activated. I use cat as well because when I'm on an elevated position, I like to jump down and smack people with the maul as well. You know, again, catching people off guard and doing heavy damage to them because the maul is the heaviest hitting weapon in the game. 1 shots every single head and 2 shots everything else. Besides the stabs, I believe stabs to the chest, I want to say it's like 2 or 3. 2 stabs to the head is dead. So next we have Maul Ninja, pretty similar to Jester but a bit different. He has rat, cat, and tenacious. So this guy's job is to kind of like annoy people, really. He has throwing knives, he has a smoke bomb and a maul, 110 rat, which basically makes it so that my footsteps are really quiet and I can like sneak up on people. So this is really helpful. This is a class that's like really helpful for like sneaking up on archers and people who are in like mounted positions, because usually if archers are up somewhere high, it's pretty quiet around them, and if they hear the footsteps, they'll generally turn around and look. Where this guy, he's really good just for sneaking up on people. Again, cat for the same reason as I had him on Jester. I like to jump on people and smack them up on the head, and tenacious is just nice for that passive HP regen. And so again, Maul Ninja, I just started playing with this guy and it's a lot of fun. I like to use that smoke bomb, 1, to throw in a group of enemies to either block ranged fire. So if you know there's a bunch of archers somewhere, you can smoke them out so that they can't see anything and shoot. Or you can throw this in a group of enemies and then run in there in the smoke and then smack them when they least expect it. Or 3, I can use it to get away. Yeah, you can throw it down, run away. Now with this new update that just came out, the chase mechanic no longer works on smoke, which is actually pretty cool. And then lastly, we got Leonidas here. This guy's kind of just like a cosplay character. Tenacious rush, level 2 head, 0/0, 2 short spears and an arming sword. He's really just a Spartan cosplay. This is just kind of for fun. And you know, I do enjoy throwing short spears in the game. It's actually my favorite ranged weapon in the game. So I like to mess around with this guy from time to time. He's not really a serious class, but you know, I do have fun with him. And then lastly, we have Boy, this guy's just a main class. Peasant perk, cat, tenacious, frying pan, and some rocks. What else do you need? So hopefully you guys enjoy this video, real short and sweet, just kind of going over my classes. If you guys want to copy any of these, feel free to. Hopefully I'll see you guys out there on the battlefield using some of these builds. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.